cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going
Nobody knows why liars lie. Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. It's God's side and the other side.
Country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good on bouquet bitch and look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act. Cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie. And you gotta tell him no. Said ain't got no special, you remember. Eve ain't got no special, you remember. Ricky ain't got no special, you remember. Sir, I have 12 comedy specials. P. Diddy or whoever you is. TVJ, 20 of them. I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall. You didn't say no. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall. You didn't say no.
All right. Hello, everyone. Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it, guys. Let's get ready to get into it. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, Twitter at DGoddess27. Hold on, let me pull my chat up on my phone real quick. Okay, hello, Claudette. Miss Black Butterfly, Pearly is here. That Crazy Beach Aries, Queen Huey. All right, Fat Boo, Dragon Lily. Andrew is here. The Real I Spy, Sunset Nights, Miss AP. All right, Pearly, Claudette. All right, shout out to all my loyal royals, my moderators for putting in work, and everyone tuned into the Queen. I see you, Danielle. Jeff ATL in the house of giggles. Bithia is here. Okay, so let's get into it. So you guys, let me tell you all something. I was literally dreaming about the California wildfires all night. Okay, I was literally dreaming about it all night. And, I woke up a couple of times out of my sleep. And when I went back to sleep, I was still dreaming about it. And I want you all to pay attention because the Most High has shown me that this is not by someone purposely doing this. And I know the conspiracy theorists are going to say that, you know, that this is like Maui. They didn't have water and all of this stuff. I'm here to tell you, the Most High has shown this to me, that this is the wrath of the Most High, okay? This is the wrath of God raining down upon them. Hollywood is burning, and it is rightfully so, according to the Most High's wrath. So we're going to get into that, but before we do, everyone, hey, Reppin' Magazine beloved, Ra is here. Okay, with that all been said, hey, Desmond, everyone, please hit that like button, all right? Hit the like button. Now, before we get into it, because I prepared a PowerPoint presentation, because as the Most High was giving me these downloads, I didn't want to forget anything. So when I woke up, I was writing down everything. You know, I woke up about 3 times, honestly. And every time I woke up, I was writing down what I was seeing in the dream. Okay, so with that all being said, hey, Andrea, beloved. Okay, with that all being said, Danielle said, I see it too, Queen. All right, Bithia said, Babylon is falling. Hey, Terry Hinton. Okay, so before I get into the PowerPoint that I prepared for you guys, let's take a look at some of the reports and the things that people have posted on TikTok. And I want to tell you all something. Trump warned California about this, okay? He warned them about this, all right? About, you know, not having the water and all of this stuff, and about them having these fires. He said it didn't make any sense. But so we're going to get into all of that. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. I have a few TikToks, as I said, that I want to show you. And some of these are a little disturbing, because there's one video, and I don't know how these men fared, but there were 2 men that were trapped in a house with their dog. And really sad to see. And then a family driving, trying to get out of there.
Heavenly Father, please help us. Please help us to be safe. I'm thankful for Jeremy and his willingness to be brave.
I mean, this is absolutely devastating to watch. Okay, my prayers and condolences to all of the people that have been affected by this, for those who lost their lives. There was supposedly a child that lost their life when a sign or something flew and hit them in the head. I mean, this is all very sad and horrific. Now, I know a lot of these people had money, and people said, oh, well, these are rich people. But at the end of the day, you know, it's still sad to see. It's still sad to see. At the end of the day, you know, some people don't care because, oh, they're rich. No, these were human lives, and people that are left devastated. Like I told you all on last night, not only losing their homes, you know, waking up the next morning to nothing. And thank God they have their lives, those who did survive. But the devastation of this is likely going to be, you know, something that they'll never forget, I'm sure.
Hi. Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay. Oh shit. Don't worry about that, dude. Look at that. Oh shit. Yeah. The plastic is gone, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. We're good.
Have the water already?
Yeah. Oh, shit. So, where's the gas?
Outside.
Okay, the gas is off right now. No, don't open the window. Don't open. Don't open anything. Just stay over here. fine.
Now, does anyone know the fate of those two gentlemen? Did anyone hear anything about what happened to them? I mean, I don't see how they could have made it out of there. That's absolutely horrific to even watch. Okay, that is horrific to even watch. Let's keep going.
We're going from neighborhood to neighborhood, cars completely charred, homes completely charred, this thick smoke everywhere blowing. We had to put on the goggles, and then every once in a while, you just hear a loud bang. It's almost like an explosion. You don't know really what it is or where it came from. And then all around you, you can kind of see just a glow. It's like at the end of a campfire, right? You're getting ready to be out of the fire, and then all of a sudden you just see a glow. That's kind of like what it is in the surrounding area here in Palisades. And here's the other thing, with the winds being so powerful, near hurricane force, you see all the embers blowing? We've been here now for about 20 minutes. This house behind us was on fire. The embers blew up to this home over here, and now this home is on fire. To give everybody at home a little perspective, this area has never seen anything quite like this. This is unprecedented. We're only a couple miles away from the beach. These homes, multi-million-dollar homes, and each of them that we have seen so far completely reduced to rubble.
Okay, so let's go to this meeting that Trump was in. And, you know, by the way, Biden spoke about it, but what annoyed me about Biden is he tried to, it seemed to me like he was trying to make it about him, talking about, oh, my son has a home there and their home was burned to the ground. Biden, please sit down somewhere. This is not about you. It's about citizens.
Now we're permitting and cleaning up these forests so it will reduce the threat of forest fire as well as creating jobs in these communities.
We're all to do that in California, by the way.
Yes, sir.
California's a mess. We're giving billions and billions of dollars for forest fires in California. There's no reason for those fires to be like they are. They're leaving them dirty. It's a disgraceful thing. Old trees are sitting there rotting and dry. And instead of cleaning it up, they don't touch them. They leave them. And we end up with these massive fires that we're paying hundreds of billions of dollars for to fix. And the destruction is incredible. So I think California ought to get their act together and clean up their forests and manage their forests because it's disgraceful. What's happening should never happen. I go all over the country and I meet with governors. The first thing they say is there's no reason for forest fires like that in California. So I say to the governor or whoever's going to be the governor of California, you better get your act together because California, we're just not going to continue to pay the kind of money that we're paying because of fires that should never be to the extent. They were telling me in a couple of states, I won't even mention their name, it's like a flash. Some grass will burn. It'll be over in minutes. They'll lose 2 acres, 3 acres. At the most, they won't even lose that. And here we are with thousands of acres and billions of dollars every year. It's the same thing every year. And they don't want to clean up their forests because they have environmental problems in cleaning it up. It should be the opposite because you're going to lose your forests. You're losing them. But it's costing our country hundreds of billions of dollars because of incompetence in California. So the people, I'm speaking now for the people of California, they don't want to see this happen. They're getting destroyed. And it's hurting our budgets. It's hurting our country. And they just better get their act together. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The state of California, your administration just entered into a first type commitment over the next 20 years to double our vegetation management and forest management. Right. I want to thank you for supporting that effort, funding that effort. We acknowledge our role and responsibility to do more in that space. The partnership was significant. It was first in California's history with the U.S. government, but we're going to need to do a lot more.
Yeah. Well, I'm all for it. That's something I feel so strongly about. You can knock this down to nothing. You know, you go to Europe and different places in Europe, countries where they're forest countries, and they're very, very strong on management, and they don't have a problem. They really don't have, with, as they say, more explosive trees than we have in California. So thank you very much.
Talking about what he's going to do. They should have been done something. Okay, this is all crazy. This stuff has been a problem. So all of these precautions he's talking about, they're going to come up with. Wasn't that Gavin Newsom talking? Should have been already taking place.
Water coming out of the fire hydrants. Los Angeles has had 2 years of record rainfall. It hasn't rained this much year to year since the 1800s. Well, guess what? All the rain just washes into the ocean. A decade ago, California voted to spend billions on water storage and reservoirs. Today, Governor Newsom hasn't finished building a single one. They've done nothing to store water in a decade. Trump was just in California this fall and told Gavin he needed to get it together.
You have so much water, and all those fields that are right now barren, the farmers would have all the water they needed, and you could revert water up into the hills where you have all the dead forests, where the forests are so brittle, because no place is like California. I go to Austria. The head of Austria tells me, we have trees that are much more flammable than what you have in California. We never have forest fires because they maintain their forests. And you have all that water that could be used as water, what they call water flow, where the where the land would be damp. And you'd stop many of these horrible fires.
Before Donald Trump left office, he signed an order that would funnel more water from Northern California into Southern California. Newsom, instead of saying thank you, filed a lawsuit to stop it, saying it would kill the smelt. If you don't know what a smelt is, neither did we. It's a fish the size of your pinky. California can't get enough water to fight fires because of a stupid fish.
Now that's a Democrat. Okay, y'all heard that? Because they're going to kill the smelt. But all of these people are losing their belongings. People have died. Is Gavin Newsom serious? And I remember when Trump said that. That was September the 13th of 2024. Okay, please pay attention. So they already knew this was a problem, but they did nothing. Okay, they did nothing. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Now look at this. This is LA Mayor. Look at her response. She's speechless.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No
She's
apology
completely
for them?
ignored.
Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
I mean, she was literally just ignoring him. She didn't have anything to say. She had not a word to say, but she was busy over there in Ghana getting her citizenship or whatever. Okay, she wasn't. That's just like Ted Cruz. Okay, wasn't that Ted Cruz who just left and went on a trip, a whole vacation, when they had that ice storm in Texas?
California, causing widespread destruction, as you know. When the sun came up, we could finally see the scope of the devastation. The Palisades fire alone already destroying more than 1,000 structures, making it the most destructive fire in LA history. There are now 6 fires burning in the region.
This is just the beginning. A new fire erupted overnight in Hollywood Hills near the popular Runyon Canyon, forcing more people to evacuate. Crews attacked it from the air and the ground to protect the densely populated area.
And take a look at these before and after images from above East Altadena. Just total devastation. The historic winds fueling the flames overnight, and now they are expected to pick back up.
And Michael Ginger is standing by with much more on those dangerous winds. We have team coverage on the fires, and our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, starts us off from Pacific Palisades. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. You mentioned this is the most destructive wildfire in LA history. And, you know, we've been here this is our 3rd day here, and everywhere we go, we see new images of this hailscape. And I just want to give you a sense of where we are. Sunset Boulevard, the heart of downtown, is that way. These are homes here on the other side over there. was a 3-story condo building. Come with me. Want to show you another big condo building, also 3 stories. Everything here destroyed, and you may be able to see the spot fires inside there. And as firefighters have been racing across this town, trying to put those out overnight, that new fire just in those Hollywood Hills, just a few blocks from the famous Hollywood Boulevard, exploding in size.
This morning, already strapped firefighters forced to jump to yet another fire in the heart of Los Angeles.
I've never seen Los Angeles like this in my life.
The Sunset Fire fueled by this week's historic wind event in Los Angeles, igniting in the hills just north of Hollywood Boulevard. Firefighters blasting water into this apartment, trying to protect it. A fleet of helicopters swirling over the fire, dropping water. Residents facing gridlock as they try to evacuate down the narrow streets of the Hollywood Hills. Firefighters getting right up to the flames, but only a trickle of water coming from that hose. Drone footage capturing this fire spreading through the hills.
Now, together, these fires are stretching the capacity of emergency services to their maximum limits.
Our station, KABC, capturing the inferno quadrupling in size in just minutes.
We are in the heart of Hollywood, guys. This thing is spotting and growing by the second. I can't emphasize it enough. There is no way to dramatize this.
And another fire springing up in nearby Studio City.
There goes the front of the facade, the front of the house, a complete collapse now.
Crews arriving on scene quickly to battle that blaze, managing to knock it down. This as the Palisades fire grows to over 17,000 acres, becoming the most destructive wildfire in LA history. The fire still consuming homes this morning. At least 1,000 structures burned in the Palisades and in Malibu, number expected to grow significantly.
We've been watching firefighters work on this house for hours now. It looks like they're going to lose this battle. And I want you to see something. Normally, you would not have been able to see the Pacific Ocean from here. There would be a line of very impressive-looking seaside homes. They're now all gone.
Everything from churches to mobile homes engulfed in flames and now gone. Roughly 30 miles to the east, the deadly 10,000-acre Eaton fire killing at least 5 people. Entire densely packed neighborhoods erupting in flames. You can see each fire burning building to building in these satellite images. Residents there making split decisions about whether to leave everything behind or attempt to save what they can.
I know I'm not supposed to be here, but this is my parents' home.
Lynn Guzman trying to save her 90-year-old parents' home after they lost fire insurance.
These insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance.
And in Los Angeles, those fire hydrants running dry just when they were needed most.
There have been a lot of complaints about inadequate water, taps running dry, hydrants running dry.
So we do know that our DWP, they did anticipate that there was going to be some supply issues. They did refill some of those water tanks. And it's with this amount of fire, though, this amount of fire activity and how erratic and widespread this was, it was unpredicted that we would have these kind of problems.
AccuWeather estimating upwards of $57 billion in damage. This is ABC News learning the fire department's budget was slashed $17.5 million for this year.
This is an absolutely unprecedented event. Any fire department, even our size, is stressed thin, which is why we call in our mutual aid partners, our additional resources.
And back in Pacific Palisades, we found Raul in the middle of the night hoping to save this church.
So if you can stop this, then it won't continue down the hill. So by helping the church, you also help the business. So everybody's helping each other. Do you think you'll be able to save this church? It's impossible. And so many of the residents here have been telling me how angry they are that the hydrants ran dry, that there seemed to be a shortage of resources, but the firefighters we have seen here are absolutely shattered with exhaustion. They are waiting for those reinforcements to come in, but more bad news, and I'm sure Ginger's about to talk about this. Red flag warnings in effect today through tomorrow. More of those big gusts that could trigger some of these fires, igniting them yet again. Michael.
Okay, that is absolutely deplorable that the mayor would cut off $17.5 million to the fire department, knowing that they have these wildfires there. Like, that's insane to me. She definitely won't be getting reelected. Okay, Morris says, yes, Queen, Ted Cruz was at Cancun, went to Cancun when the ice storm hit Texas. Yes, absolutely. I remember it. Okay, I'm here in the Houston area. Thank you for sharing that, beloved. Exactly. So he didn't care anything about his people. He just got the hell up out of Dodge. Okay, just like that mayor. She didn't care, clearly. And then for her to cut the budget is absolutely insane. Now, with that all being said, let's go to this last video. Then I want to get into this PowerPoint. I want to get into this PowerPoint presentation now. So I can show you all what the Most High showed me in my dream, or so I can tell you what the Most High showed me in my dream. Now, this is Hollywood on fire. I mean, it's amazing to me it didn't burn down the sign. And so also Universal Studios Hollywood and longtime Malibu restaurants and other LA area businesses affected by the fires. As winds whip through Southern California, scores of businesses from local restaurants and community institutions to film and television productions and a major theme park have been affected by the fires burning in the region. The Palisades fire has burned more than 15,000 acres, destroying numerous homes and businesses in the Pacific Palisades area. The Eden fire has burned more than 10,000 acres and many structures in the Pasadena and Altadena areas, while the Hearst fire near Salmar has burned more than 500 acres. I want you all to pay attention. Okay, this is not an accident. Like I said, the conspiracy theorists don't want to hear the truth. But I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this PowerPoint. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Before I show the PowerPoint, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Oh, sorry.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes oil for your hair at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts, and you can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Everybody, please go ahead and hit that like button. Thank you in advance. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to turn on my music. Okay, there we go. Okay, the Most High's wrath. Now let's talk about it. The Most High showed me that Hollywood is facing wrath due to the missing and trafficked children, the children exploited by Hollywood, like in Quiet on the Set. Okay, remember Quiet on Set, the expose about Nickelodeon, the series that exposed them, the sacrifices, satanic rituals, demonic energy, the cloud of darkness, and the wickedness of the construction that have all taken place in Hollywood. Okay, and rest in peace to Corey Haim and River Phoenix. These were children actors who ended up strung out on illegal substances, okay, and both eventually died. And you know, that's something that's commonplace in Hollywood with these child stars, as I've told you before, because very often they've been preyed upon by the very people that have been entrusted with their care. Now, let's talk about how Hollywood got its name. And I've told you all this before, but let's just reiterate. a magical tree. Holly's reputation as a magical tree goes back to the Druids, who considered holly a sacred tree and used holly wood for magical wands. Wands made from holly wood possess the ability to banish unwelcome spirits and command one's bidding. Okay, command one's bidding. I want you all to pay attention because there's a whole lot of witchcraft, a whole lot of black magic that has been going on in Hollywood, even allegedly in the construction of it. Now, the Holly King and the Oak King. Now, one of the most famous and enduring folk tales in Celtic mythology or Celtic mythology is that of the Holly King and the Oak King. Each year, those two kings engaged in an epic battle. The Holly King ruled over the half of the year from the summer to the winter solstice. At this time, the Oak King defeated the Holly King to rule for the time until the summer solstice. Now, the Holly King is often depicted as a giant wielding a large club made from hollywood. He also dresses in red, wears a sprig of holly in his tangled hair, and is sometimes depicted driving a team of 8 stags. The Holly King and the Oak King drama was acted out each year in villages throughout England, and eventually holly became so closely associated with the holiday that people simply referred to it as Christmas, and the trees themselves as Christmas trees. I want y'all to pay attention. Now, the name Hollywood derives from the term holly tree or wood, a sacred symbol to ancient druids, witches, and warlocks who used its branches to craft their magic wands for casting spells. A good example would be Merlin from the King Arthur saga, whose wand is made of holly wood. Harry Potter's wand is another example. Unbeknownst to most, the spell casting continues to this day. Okay, it continues to this day in the form of subliminal messaging, Luciferian symbolism, okay, like Elon Musk in that Baphomet outfit with the upside down crucifix. Okay, like we've seen Beyonce wearing an outfit with Baphomet and a Baphomet ring. Okay, they still have these subliminal messages going on. Okay, Jay-Z's nefarious video with Swiss Beats, where there was a lot of demonic imagery involved. And let's not forget people who are considered Hollywood witches, like Marina Abramovich, okay, who has had a relationship with Jay-Z in the past. Now, and also social engineering. So, you know, whether you like it or not, Hollywood is completely controlled by dark occultists, okay? Controlled by dark occultists, and we'll say allegedly. Now, Hollywood is facing the wrath due to the missing children and the satanic practices, you know, and all of this debauchery that's been going on since the time that it was established. How do we know this wasn't purposely done? Well, I'm so glad you asked. You see, some people will say that it was purposely done. But the reason we should know this wasn't purposely done is because Satan would never burn down his own house. You see, this is God's wrath raining down upon them. And so please pay attention. The wickedness of Satan must come to an end. The people must be awakened. The sinful ones must repent or face extreme consequences. Now, this is what the Most High was giving me in my downloads via my dreams. God's wrath refers to the righteous anger or indignation of God as a response to sin and disobedience, often understood as a holy and justified reaction to evil, signifying God's perfect justice against actions that deserve punishment, rather than a vengeful rage. In the Bible, it's often described as God's active response to human sin, sometimes manifested through natural occurrences. Please pay attention. This is a natural occurrence, okay, or divine judgment. Now I'm going to read to you some scriptures. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. So there is no excuse for the nefariousness. There is no excuse for the rituals and all of the depravity that goes on. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts was darkened. Now, I want you all to think about this, because a lot of these wealthy people that own homes out there, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, okay, a lot of these wealthy people, okay, they had all of these things that they've, acquired. But neither were thankful, not to the Most High, they weren't. Okay? They glorified him not as God, but they became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened. And that's because some people have chosen the side of Satan. Like Cat Williams said, there's only two sides, God's side and the other side. Now, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to cleanliness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Can we talk about Diddy's freak-offs? I'm telling y'all, the Most High told me to give you this message. It is imperative that the truth be known, that the reason for this destruction, this apocalyptic fire, be known. Now, let me read that again, because this just simply reminds me of those freak-offs that he was having. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshiped and served the creature, and that creature is Baphomet, and worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did not change, or did change the natural use in that which is against nature. So even some of the women went against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers. I hope y'all are listening. Backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, Elon Musk, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So they have pleasure in people who are doing these nefarious things. You see, if you're getting, pleasure from the debauchery, how are you any better than the people that have started all of this? Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Now, where are the missing children? The Most High is trying to show us something. Is this a sign? Are the children underground? Are they in those tunnels? If they have underground facilities, their oxygen, and I'm talking about these people with all this money and wealth, these upper echelon of people who have underground tunnels. If they have underground facilities, their oxygen intake comes from the surface. Fires on the surface above will inevitably smoke them out. Are y'all paying attention? Because if they have these children in tunnels, which I absolutely believe that they do, these fires on the surface will smoke them out, and they will have to bring those children up out of there. Now, in 2023, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, known as NCMEC, assisted law enforcement, families, and social service agencies on 28,886 cases. 22,442 of those involved children who had run away from a social services facility. These children are uniquely vulnerable to homelessness and gang involvement and trafficking. Every 40 seconds, a child goes missing or is abducted in the United States. Approximately 840,000 children are reported missing each year. The FBI estimates 85 to 90% of missing children. Okay, many of these children will never be found. Change must come. Cataclysmic events must come to bring forth change and to expose truth. This is what the Most High showed me. Remember the earthquake in Haiti and how it exposed the trafficking of children? On January the 29th of 2010, a group of 10 American Baptist missionaries from Idaho attempted to cross the Haiti-Dominican Republic border with 33 Haitian children. Pay attention to the number 33. The group, and that's no coincidence that that's how many they tried to abduct. The group, known as the New Life Children's Refuge, did not have proper authorization for transporting the children and were arrested on kidnapping charges. Now look at them in this picture trying to look all sad and forlorn, but they were trying to take those children without permission or authority, pretending that they came there to help. False prophets, okay, coming there speaking the word of the Most High, acting as whole missionaries, but coming there to do nefarious actions upon children. On February the 4th, the 10 Baptists were formally charged with criminal association and kidnapping for trying to smuggle 33 children out of Haiti. Now, in an interview, the United States ambassador to Haiti, Kenneth Merton, stated that the U.S. justice system would not interfere and added the Haitian justice system will do what it has to do. On February the 5th, former president of the United States, Bill Clinton, who was appointed by the United Nations as relief coordinator for the earthquake, appealed for a swift end to the case to ease tensions between Haiti and the United States in the relief effort. Yeah, Bill Clinton and Hillary, they went over there to speak at the behalf of those people, specifically one young lady I remember in particular, who was the main one who was caught trying to get those children out of there. Now, on February the 17th, 8 of the 10 members of the NLCR, that's the church, their team, they were released by Haitian Judge Bernard Saint-Ville. They were immediately flown back to Miami on a U.S. Air Force transport plane. Laura Silsby Gaylor and Charissa Coulter were held over for more questioning. And on March 8th, Coulter was also released, but Silsby remained incarcerated. The charges against Silsby were eventually reduced from conspiracy and child abduction to arranging irregular travel. Her trial began on May the 13th, and prosecutors asked for a 6-month prison sentence, arguing that Silsby was fully aware that she did not have proper authorization to take the children out of the country. Where do you think she was taking them to? What do you think she was going to do with them? What were they going to do with these 33 children? Melanated children. Do you think they were going to go and take them somewhere so they can live a healthy, happy life? No, they were sneaking them up out of there. Just like I told you during Biden's administration, there was reports of people coming, of children being taken from one side of the country to the other in the dark of night without parent nor guardians. Now, on May 17th, she was found guilty and sentenced to the time served in jail prior to the trial. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And I want you people, I want you guys to pay attention, right? I want you people to all be paying attention, because if you remember, Nita the Mike's World said 800,000 kids missing. Yes, this is annually. Okay, this is annually. Okay, somebody said Epstein Island. Okay, this is annually, beloveds. Over 800,000. Now I want you to marinate on that. And most of those children look like me. Most of them look like me. Now, let me just pull up this video of the whistleblower who in fact spoke before Congress? Who spoke before Congress about these children and what was being done to them? And this is a woman who was right there. Okay, she was right there in the thick of it. Because she was supposedly trying to help until she realized what was really going on. And then she blew the whistle. Okay, so likes up, everyone please like and share. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the share for a moment so I can show you all this video. This is why the wrath of God is raining down upon them. This amongst other things.
5 minutes.
Good afternoon, Chairman McClintock, Ranking Member Japal, and distinguished members of the committee. It is an honor to be here. I thank you for the invitation to share my testimony. My goal is to inspire action to safeguard the lives of migrant children, including the staggering 85,000 that are missing. Today, children will work overnight shifts at slaughterhouses, factories, restaurants to pay their debts to smugglers and traffickers. Today, children will be sold for sex. Today, children will call a hotline to report they are being abused, neglected, and trafficked, and we don't know if they're going to get the help they need. For nearly a decade, unaccompanied children have been suffering in the shadows, and I have to confess, I knew nothing about their suffering until 2021, when I volunteered to help the Biden administration with the crisis at the southern border. As part of Operation Artemis, I was deployed to the Pomona Fairplex Emergency Intake Site in California to help HHS, Office of Refugee Resettlement, reunite children with sponsors in the United States. I thought I was going to help place children in loving homes. Instead, I discovered that children are being trafficked through a sophisticated network that begins with recruiting in home country, smuggling to the US border, and ends when ORR delivers a child to a sponsor. Some sponsors are criminals and traffickers and members of transnational criminal organizations. Some sponsors view children as commodities and assets to be used for earning income. This is why we are witnessing an explosion of labor trafficking. Now, whether it's intentional or not, it could be argued that the United States government has become the middleman in a large-scale, multi-billion-dollar child trafficking operation that is run by bad actors seeking to profit off of the lives of children. As for me, my interest is the safety of the children. I do not view this as a political issue. I view this as a humanitarian issue. I assure you, my motives are the highest and best. I want the children protected.
Now, did you all hear that? That's absolutely egregious. Okay, please pay attention. Nita's and Mike's World said they're all going down now. They are scrambling and scraping. Exactly. Exactly. Dorana says diabolical. It is diabolical. You know, and like I said, that is much of the reason, but that's not the only reason. Think about the satanic rituals. Okay, all of the nefarious practices, sacrifices, and all the things that go on there. Worshiping Baphomet and Moloch. This is the Most High's judgment. Now, with that all being said, let's continue. So, you know, I've been teaching you and preparing you for what lies ahead. You know, I've been telling you these things since 2020. You have to choose a side. You can't straddle the fence. We're in the age of Aquarius. There's a changing of the guards. The devil's creations and anything in alignment with it will not be allowed to rule in the new earth. You're going to have to pick a side. There's no more straddling the fence. There's no more playing it safe. All of these people engaging in celebrity worship need to sit down somewhere because the Most High's judgment is at hand. Stop worshiping these people. That's idolatry. The only one you should be worshiping is the Most High. Until now, the gods have taken care of human beings. Now, though, in this fifth post-Atlantean epoch, our destiny, our power for good and evil will increasingly be handed over to us, ourselves. It is therefore necessary to know what good and evil mean and to recognize them in the world. Now, that is a quote from Carl Jung, okay? Those of you who follow me on the spiritual channel, you know that I often do. I've told you many a times that I love the work of the scholar Carl Jung. Okay, I have studied a lot of his research for years. Read his book Aeon that was written in 1955. Carl Jung found that what he perceived as evidence of the Aquarian age, or the age of Aquarius, and that would be concerned with revelations of an esoteric and psychological nature, secrets that had either been lost or had never been known. You see, this is why I'm an esoteric philosopher, because I studied those secrets. I learned and have learned and studied for years esoteric knowledge, because most people don't know it. Most people don't have the wherewithal. They can't decipher the truth from the lies. Okay, their third eye isn't open, and you have to be very highly conscious to understand esoteric knowledge, okay? Because we've been indoctrinated to think that everything in the Bible is to be taken literally. Now, there are some things in the Bible to be taken literally, but much of the Bible is allegorical. And for those of you who follow the spiritual channel know that I've taught you that even in the Bible, it speaks of allegories in Galatians. Okay? So everybody needs to be trying to raise their levels of consciousness. Okay, so and those in whose emergence into collective consciousness would transform human self-awareness. Despite his pessimism about the capacity for global self-destruction inherent in the interiorization of the God archetype, Jung was guardedly optimistic about the psychological potential of the new age. You see, we are in the new age. We're in the age of Aquarius, and this is what he was talking about. Carl Jung was saying so many years ago, he was basically saying that we have to be concerned with the revelations of an esoteric and psychological nature. Secrets that have either been lost or had never been known. But I don't agree that they were lost. I believe that they were hidden. They were hidden from sight because the powers that shouldn't be wanted to paint the narrative of everyone else's lives to keep people under their foot, under their lock and key. They don't want a bunch of awakened people, highly conscious people roaming around, because how can you control the masses when they know exactly what you're up to and they see past the smoke and mirrors, and you can no longer deceive them with lies and indoctrination. Now, the goal. What is the goal of some of the wealthiest people on this planet? What do they desire above all else? Does anyone know? Someone please put it in the chat. Someone please put it in the chat. What is the goal? What is the goal of these wealthy people, the elites? Andrew said Hollywood is just there to get your permission. Look up lesser magic. Yes, I've studied that, beloved. I've studied that. Does anyone know? There it is. Someone says power, someone says control. Well, they want those things too, but their main and ultimate goal, I think Dragon Lily said it. Hold on. I think Dragon Lily said it. Let me go back up. Hold on. Who said immortality? Dragon Lily said it. Immortality is the ultimate goal. Okay? This is what Elon Musk, this is what he really wants. Please pay attention. Him and others like him. They want immortality. They want to live forever. Their main goal and objective is to live forever. The energy of others can be harvested through ritualistic means. Remember what I told you about Diddy and the root chakra and what he was doing? Remember how I told you about the psyche vampires? Now think about that. They harvest our energy in a myriad of ways. Through television programs, through movies. This is why, if you remember, when I did the review on the Jeffrey Dahmer movie that was on Netflix, Monster, I told you in that scene when he was channeling or he was listening to that scene from The Exorcist and he started going into some sort of trance, I muted my TV. I refused to listen to it because that's the way they harness your energy. That's the way they make you become low vibrational. They have a myriad of ways of doing it. These singers in the music industry, they don't all do it like Diddy does. Some of them do, but at the end of the day, they also do it at their concerts. They harvest your energy at these concerts. Think about Astro World with Travis Scott. Think about some of these satanic things you've seen Lil Uzi Vert do on stage. Now, I remember Hobson, the rapper, who's more underground than mainstream, but Hobson did a TikTok video where he was going off because he was very upset because he was performing, and while he was performing, someone in his own crew put up an image of the Antichrist behind him. And then he said friends were calling him, asking him about it, because he's one who's always spoken about the Bible. If you haven't heard his song Illmatic number 7, you should listen to it. But they put up this image of this Antichrist image behind him without him giving consent, without him even knowing. And he was going off about that because he says he is not down with that. And he says now his fans will think that he is. And even if he denies it, will they really believe him? Because you see, people don't like to believe the truth. People love to believe salacious lies. So this is why they upload. Let me just read this part again. Their main goal and objective is to live forever. The energy of others can be harvested through ritualistic means. This is why they upload into the artificial ether. Now, I want y'all to really listen to this part. I want you to pay attention, okay? God creates the ether of thought. The internet-based cloud is the artificial ether. The internet is supplementing our natural ability of telepathy. This is what the Most High told me. This is what the Most High showed me in my dream. They upload all of these things onto the internet, and you get caught. It's like you're trapped. That's why you go to web sites. Well, don't things get tangled up in a web? It is literally called the internet. You get caught up and trapped in a net. I want you all to pay attention. So the internet is supplementing our natural ability of telepathy. This is a natural God-given gift, and it is, and you should know it, because when you pray, don't you most often pray silently within your mind? You don't have to speak the words. You just close your eyes and bow your head, and you communicate with the Most High. But you see, through these demonic things that they're doing, through the wickedness that they're implanting online, and through television programs and movies, these subliminal messages, they're taking away our ability to do these things. They're not taking away mine, but I'm saying for the lower vibrational people, they're easily deceived. And that's why they have no discernment. They have no discernment. That's why they believe the lies of the people who come amongst them, spewing these fanciful stories that make no sense if you really have critical thinking and even common sense. People like Adria English, Lamisha Fuller, Courtney Burgess, if you believed any of those things that those fools were saying, if you believed them from day one, that means you're lacking in discernment. This is a natural God-given gift, but how can we have telepathy if our minds are in a low vibrational state? That's what you should ask yourself. That's why we should all be trying to elevate ourselves. I'm telling you, this is a new age. We're in the age of Aquarius, and we have to move away from the old ways of thinking and the low vibrational activities and thoughts and things that we have continued to dabble in. The powers that shouldn't be keep us in many low vibrational states through programming via television and movies, and the continued use of propaganda and constant fear mongering. And you all know it's true. Now, when I spoke to you on yesterday, when we talked about this, I told you about the book of Revelation and about the mark of the beast. Now, here is another scripture from Revelation. Revelation chapter 7, 3 through 14. Now, I'm not going to read I don't have the whole thing. I'm just going to read the 3rd verse. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Actually, I am going to read the whole thing. I forgot I literally put the whole thing on here. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. The servants of our God are healed in their foreheads. I want you all to pay attention. And they were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Now, what is the seal in the forehead? That is the seal of God, the seal of protection. It is the 3rd eye. It is the 3rd eye chakra. It is the pineal gland. This is why it is imperative that you awaken and open the 3rd eye, that you receive the Christ within energy. Some call it the Kundalini energy. Revelation says that the redeemed bear a seal on their foreheads. The seal consists of the names of God and the Lamb and shows that the redeemed belong to God. The seal is presumably not a visible one, but a way of indicating that people find their identity in relationship to God and Christ. Because the Most High, for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, know that I've taught you that the Most High speaks to us. The Most High comes to visit us in the claustrum, comes to visit us, and we have this ability to harness this energy 12 times a year, once a month. But there are certain things and practices that you have to be engaging in order to raise this level of consciousness. This seal or relationship does not mean that people are exempt from all earthly suffering, but it does show that God has claimed them and gives them the promises of life everlasting. John hears that those who are sealed number 144,000 from the 12 tribes of Israel. But when he turns to look at them, he discovers that they are actually a countless multitude from every tribe and nation. The 144,000 are a special group, and the seal that they bear is the opposite of the mark of the beast. You see, when you have your 3rd eye awakened, that's your seal of protection from the Most High. That's in your forehead, because you will know not to take the mark of the beast, no matter what they promise you, no matter how they fearmonger you and say you won't be able to do this, this, and this. You'll know not to take it, because you'll know that that is damnation. And that separates you from the Most High. Luke 22:7-14. Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed. And this is the sacrificial lamb. This is a scripture that I've told you all about before. Now, and they said unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare? And he said unto them, behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall a man meet you bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he entereth in. Now, for those that don't know, the Passover was a yearly celebration that commemorated the time when God sent an angel of death to pass over homes with blood on the doorpost. It was a celebration of deliverance from Egypt and the promise of future deliverance when the Messiah came. So they were preparing for the Passover, and they were asking Jesus, where do they go to prepare? Now, here's my esoteric breakdown of it. The man bearing the pitcher of pouring water is an allegory of the Aquarian age, for the Aquarian age. The house he entered in was an allegorical, for the house of the zodiac. Okay? And I've told you all this before, because if you remember when I tell you the Lord's Prayer speaks about this, when it says, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, thy will. And they're talking about the zodiac wheel. There are 12 zodiacs or constellations, 12 constellations. There's 88 constellations altogether. The most recognizable one is the Southern Cross, also known as the Southern Crux, because it's literally shaped like a cross. That's where the word crucifixion comes from. It's spelled C-R-U-X. And on December 21st, the sun in its trajectory moves from the northern hemisphere of the sky to the southern hemisphere of the sky, and it sits there for 3 days right in front of the Southern Cross or the Southern Crux, just like Jesus stayed in the tomb for 3 days after the crucifixion. And then after 3 days, it starts its trajectory back to the northern hemisphere in the sky. With that all being said, that's the most noticeable constellation, the Southern Crux. But there are 88, and out of the 88, there are 12 constellations that fall in the direct path of the sun. And those are the 12 zodiac that we're all born under. And they are in the house of the zodiac. And so when people tell you that you're not supposed to study astrology and numerology is all throughout the Bible. When they tell you that, that's because they don't know the Bible. They're reading the Bible without the gift of discernment. Now, signifying a new age or eon and a time for significant change. Okay? An eon often denotes a contrast between the present age and the age to come. For example, in Mark 10:30, Jesus says that the present age is transitory and evil, while the future age is when God holds undisputed sway. Now, I want you to pay attention, because when Mark said this, he was in the age of Pisces. That's when Jesus walked the earth. And each age lasts approximately 2,166 years. So we're in a whole nother age. And it's time to transition. It's time to leave those old thoughts, the indoctrination, the foolishness, the low vibrational, all of that needs to be left behind. It's time to wake up, family. Truths are being revealed, and we must stay vigilant. You can't keep falling for the lies and half-truths. You can't continue to rise, evolve, or elevate into your godlike self and raise the Christ within energy if you lack discernment. If you love lies more than you do truth, if you love lies, I'm going to say that again. If you love lies more than truth, you do not truly love God. For God is the truth. But Satan is the father of all lies. So for those of you who don't want to hear the truth, for those of you that prefer to listen to lies that some of these people are telling you, and you get mad at people like me who tell you the truth, I'm going to keep speaking the truth, because I'm on God's side. I'm on the right side. Now, if you want to be on Satan's side, keep listening to the lies and trying to go in on the people that are shining a light on those lies. Jesus summed it up in one verse. John 14:6. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. All of man's questions of life are answered in this verse. So please pay attention. Are y'all hearing this? John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Now, if you love the lies rather than truth, that's who you need to be talking to, because that's who you're siding with, just so you know. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 9-10. The coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders, and with all unrighteous deception among those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Because the truth shall set you free. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. James 3:14-16. But if you have bitter envy and self-seeking in your hearts, and I want you all to pay attention. Are y'all hearing this? I want you to really listen to this scripture, because in this scripture, it is talking about the people who go around acting as though they're doing something in the name of God. acting as if they're doing something in the name of God. At the end of the day, if you're doing something in the name of God, then you don't have ulterior motives. Okay, I heard someone who's always bringing up God, but yet they boasted and bragged about charging people $5,000 to do interviews and then tried to justify it by telling their audience, know your worth. You have to know your worth. Well, here's the thing. If you are a person of truth, if you are a person who's trying to shed a light on the things that are being hidden, on the things that are nefarious, that need to be exposed, why would you be charging people? You would do it for free. You would do it for free. Now, I understand that people have to make a living, but at the end of the day, when you are charging people for truth, I have to question your intentions. It's no different than when we talked about Tamika Mallory and my son. Okay? They're out here acting like they're advocates and all of this and activists and all of that, but riding around in first class, okay? Doing Cadillac commercials. It's like the lady Patrice Concolors from Black Lives Matter, acting like she's fighting for the rights and the freedom and the oppression of Black people, but meanwhile collecting millions and using it to furnish her fancy lifestyle, her lavish lifestyle. These are the people that I'm speaking about. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, let me continue. But if you, and this is the scripture I'm talking about when for the people I just mentioned, but if you have bitter envy, think about that, and self-seeking in your hearts, do not boast and lie against the truth, because that's what they do. They'll lie against the truth. You see, when people expose the liars who are out here lying and mixing the truth with lies like the devil to confuse you, when people start exposing them, they start telling big lies. Oh, they're attacking me. Oh, they're coming after me. Oh, they're mad because they can't make money off of me. They're hating on me. That's what they'll say. These are the things that they will say. They will lie against the truth because they are liars who lie, and they need their lies to be believed so they can continue their grifts. This wisdom does not descend from above, but is earthly, sensual, demonic. Okay? It is demonic. It is not coming from the Most High, and it is wisdom. You see, even in negativity, even in satanic and demonic realms, there is wisdom. I call these people clever because they are crafty. Okay? They are the crafty counsel of the wicked, and they are confederate against my people. Those people, they have wisdom, but they don't have wisdom from God. They have wisdom from Satan. It is demonic wisdom. For where envy and self-seeking exist, confusion and every evil thing are there. And I want you to pay attention, because there is confusion. When you have people lying, telling stories about Jay-Z and Diddy that are outright lies that they made up, then you have the other people who are the true victims, who are telling the truth, who need their stories to be told so they can get justice to some degree. But then you have these people over here confusing it, making it all so confused so that people don't know what to believe, because they're throwing in lies. They're making up stories just for clout, for clicks and views, for monetization. And this is nothing more than confusion, and they are self-seeking people, full of envy and demonic energy. 1 John chapter 4, 1-6. Beloved, do not believe every spirit. Don't believe these people unless they can show you receipts. You don't ever need to believe anything just because someone told it to you. When I tell you something, I show you the receipts. If I don't have receipts, I let you know it's my opinion. Even when I prophesy things, when it comes to light, I can show you that it came to light. At the end of the day, when people are just telling you things, you can't believe everything that people tell you, because many people are liars. In fact, most people are liars. But you see, some people have no gift of discernment. And if they do, they don't use it. Some people are so busy being caught up with salacious gossip and juicy details that to them, the lies sound much more better than the truth. But remember, as I said earlier, the truth shall set you free. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. You see, many of these people are false prophets. Oh, they'll talk about God, they'll bring up the scripture, but at the same time, they talk about being witches. They brag about being witches. Okay, I want you to pay attention. I've literally heard some of them. They'll do things and act as though they're doing it in a righteous reason, for righteous reasons, as if God wants them to do it, but yet they're charging people. Please pay attention. And I'm not talking about everybody who charges for an interview. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about the ones who charge for interviews and who go out here and grift and beg in the community, but yet they're always bringing up God. Like God put them here to do this task. If God put you here to do it, you would not be charging. That's what you wouldn't be doing. Now, by this, you know the Spirit of God. You see, every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. Okay? Please pay attention. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and is now already in the world. And we talked about that last night. If you missed the broadcast, please go back and watch. You are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. They are not of the world. Therefore, they speak as of the world, and the world hears them. We are of God. He who knows God hears us. So if you know God, then you accept the truth when it is given to you. You don't attack the truth and try to promote lies. He who is not of God does not hear us. But this we know, the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. 2 Corinthians 11, 13 through 15. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ, acting as though they're agents, come here to spread the word of Jesus or to do work in the name of Jesus or the Most High. But no, they're doing it for themselves, for selfish reasons. And that's when you're on the side of Satan. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. You see, even the devil can disguise himself. So when people come at me saying, oh, Queen, you're wrong about this, you're wrong about that person, don't tell me I'm wrong, because I've shown you receipts. Anytime I come for somebody and expose them, I show you the receipts. Now, if you don't want to believe those receipts that I've shown you, but you want to believe what they've told you without sharing any receipts, you go right ahead. Because as I told you, even Satan is transformed into an angel of light. So even the devil can act like he's an angel. And you think humans can't do the same? Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers, because these people are ministers of Satan, not ministers of the Most High. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. They will be exposed, and I, for one, will continue to expose them. And as I've told you all a myriad of times, when I've been exposing these false prophets, these devils, these spawns of Satan's seed, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care who gets mad. Please pay attention. I don't care who gets mad. I don't care who doesn't like it. Okay? Because if you're on this channel, this is a channel where the truth will be spoken, not lies. Narratives won't be painted and pushed. I could sit up here and tell you lies and go along with certain things that people are saying for clicks and views, to make YouTube coins, to get super chats and Cash App donations. Because these people that tell the lies, they make way more money than me. They have a whole bigger audience than me. So I don't care about that. You see, because for me, what I do is with passion from the heart. And that's why even people who copy my talking points, copy my content, it doesn't hit the same. because they're just doing it for clicks and views and for money. I'm doing it for passion, because since I came here, I've been giving you all the truth. And I've been giving you all warnings and lifelines and prophesying things and all of that. And I just want y'all to pay attention. So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I hope everyone got something out of it, but just remember that there was a whole lot of wicked, nefarious things going on in Hollywood. And this has now, judgment is upon them. Judgment is upon them. And at the end of the day, there may be some that are innocent of those things, that have lost things. They may even have lost their lives. But as we know, there are often or always casualties in war. And this is spiritual warfare. The Most High is showing me things, and the things that the Most High shows me, I'm going to be showing them to you. I've already been showing them to people on the spiritual channel, but I'm going to be showing them on here because the Most High has directed me to do so, because my audience needs to be broader, and the information and knowledge that I have obtained needs to be shared. Okay? So with that all being said, I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Listen, don't forget, tomorrow is Trivia Fridays. Questions from this broadcast, from last night's broadcast, okay, from all the broadcasts this week will be used for Trivia Fridays. And I love doing it that way because, first of all, it incentivizes some of you to tune in, but also because then I don't have to worry about people trying to cheat and Googling the answers, as some people have done in the past, okay? So anyway, with that all been said, I love you all to life. I appreciate you all for supporting the Queen. And I appreciate those of you who love the truth and, deplore the lies. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way to raise your levels of consciousness. Okay, that's the only way to enhance your discernment. It's by knowing, accepting, and being a proponent for the truth. Okay, so until next time, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Hold on. Bill Todd said, has she tried to drag you? She drags everyone that questions her. Who are you talking about? Adria or Lumisha? Who are you talking about, beloved? Nobody's tried to drag me. Nobody's tried to drag me at the end of the day. I don't know why they would, because I'm just telling the truth. Okay? I'm just telling the truth. And at the end of the day, if you have a problem with the truth, well, that's just on them. All right? I mean, they do say hit dogs holler. So, thus far, no one's tried to drag me. Now, I do know someone told a lie on me. Someone told a lie on me, but I'm not even going to get into it. But at the end of the day, someone told a lie on me because I was exposing them. Okay? And they tried to act like I was mad at them about something. Honey, I'm not mad at you about anything. The truth's going to be exposed, period, point blank, on this channel. All right, so with that all being said, I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the Queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like,
Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. Let me just say, Terry Hinton, beloved, I missed your cash app. I missed your super chat donation, but thank you. I really appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. All right, I'll talk to you all again soon. Peace.
hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the Queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got